Hey Aries, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your second half of general reading here. So in the meditation, really interesting, I saw a very narrow babbling brook. And then I saw a gazelle standing in the babbling brook, but it was so narrow it could just barely get all of its hooves in it. So it was a bit constrained at the feet. And then I saw the babbling brook get more narrow and more narrow and more narrow until it just completely cinched in the gazelle. Then the gazelle turned into wood, and it was like a big statue in this babbling brook. It was just, and then I saw the words, build a monument to your fear and then fly on. And then I saw the Aries collective like shooting down the rest of the brook, like into freedom. Like it was amazing. You know, gazelle energy is very much about fear, right? On one hand, there's a light and shadow aspect to every animal energy, but gazelle really speaks of, if you think about the gazelle, let's just talk gazelle for a minute. Ears are really large. The biological imperative designs that it can hear danger from really far away. It can hear if the lion is stalking in the plain and then reroute and run away so that it doesn't die, right? So that is a way in which its fear, you can look at it this way, its fear, its active state of vigilance works for it, keeps it alive. And that was another aspect of the meditation that I was picking up for you, Aries, is that the ways in which your fear has served you. This is something we don't talk about that often, right? It's usually about like, release the fear. How's your fear inhibiting you? All of those things. But in this instance, it feels more about with the build a monument to your fear. I feel like there are aspects of your fear, things that you've been afraid of that have helped get you to where you are, that have served you in some way, shape, or form. It could even be, a circumstance of like, God bless the broken road, or God has blessed the broken road that led me straight to you, looking back and being grateful for things that were difficult or didn't go your way because it led you to where you are. It's that whole hindsight is 20, right? But it feels like with this, with build a monument to your fear, I feel like there are aspects of your fear that, again, have worked for you. So it's about honoring those aspects of your fear, building a monument to it, and then moving on. So I feel like we're looking at a new period, a new time period, a new chapter, a new point with the things that worked for you before, whether it be fear, caution, vigilance, whatever it was, are no longer necessary with where you're going. Really amazing, actually. It feels really positive. The light energy, or the light side of gazelle energy, relates to 9 of Pentacles, which speaks about, it's that entrepreneur energy of feeling really good about the work that you do and the work that you've done, knowing that, it was all you. It all came from you. It's about independence, right? It's about standing firmly in your own knowing that you are capable of going beyond any self-perceived limitations and exceeding your own expectations or others' expectations of you, just from the sheer, your own willpower, right? Your own belief in yourself. So really interesting. Let's go ahead and see what your cards have to say. Hey, Aries, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for the second half of animal energy for Aries. Oh, it's so good. You got the turtle. This is so positive. This is one of the most auspicious animal energies you can possibly get. So wonderful. I like how this is starting. So water energy here. Interesting. Seeing as we were just at a babbling brook. Turtle energy is very, well, first of all, it equates to the 4 of Wands in the Tarot, which is about celebration, really acknowledging where you are, right? Before moving on to the next chapter. It's like, let's have a party. Let's celebrate. Let's really just take in how wonderful it is that we've accomplished as much as we have, that we've come from where we've come from, and let's just celebrate. Let's celebrate without worry for what's to come. Let's just be here now and celebrate. This is happy home and family. It's marriage. It's union. It's beautiful energy. It's also the 11 key, which is about signs and synchronicities, right? When we have a lot of synchronicities and or deja vu, that's a beautiful affirmation saying you are where you're meant to be. So it's really beautiful here. Turtle energy is also so positive because it speaks about taking your time, getting to where you're going, knowing that where you're going, your success is assured. So why rush the process? Why hurry the journey? Because you know that when you get to where you're going, it's going to be fabulous. So why not enjoy the time before getting to where you're going and then have a good time in the here and the later and the now and later. The now and later. Did anyone ever eat those candies growing up? Now and laters? But it's true. This is very much about, let me enjoy the now. I know I'm going to enjoy later. So it's really, really beautiful. When we look at turtle and we go, okay, takes its time getting to where it's going, all from a place of enjoyment of the now moment. There's also an aspect of turtle energy that's about carrying your home on your back as well, which is another aspect of knowing that you have everything that you need inside of you. It is a trope for a reason, darling. Just ask Dorothy. You have everything that you need inside you, right? To get to where you're going and thrive with wherever you land. So it's really, really beautiful, Aries. It's so good. So good. Okay. Let's see what's going on. What's going on for Aries? Oh, my Lord, it's so good. 3 of Wands. Do you remember when we saw the meditation, the babbling brook, and the building a monument to your fear and then flying free? It's a brilliant. So Wands. Remember, this is the 4 of Wands, and now we have the 3 of Wands. So Wands rule the realm. Well, they rule the realm, the actions, right? The actions that we do or don't take, usually around the work that we love to do, also around the interpersonal relationships about which we're passionate, right? There's been so many Wands in this round of reading. It's all about action and timing. So 3 of Wands is really brilliant because it's about forward movement and progress, just like we saw in the meditation. What's really brilliant is that the 2 of Wands is very much about spending the time dreaming, planning, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, building that foundation, right? And the saying comes to mind, build it and they will come. That's 3 of Wands. This is with the coming, right? This is with everyone is noticing what you're doing and they're jumping on board to help support you, to promote you, to be benefactors, to offer to help, to want to join your team. This is the benefactor aspect of you built it, you're doing well, and now you're about to level up because of the work that you've done previously. This is the equivalent of someone being, an independent business, and then they make a really good product and the word gets out organically through word of mouth because they're just good at what they do. And then someone comes along Shark Tank style and goes, I want to buy you out, or I want to help you or join you and make you bigger and better to reach a global audience, or whatever this is. This is you leveling up and ascending to another level because of the work that you've done. Look at these 2 Wands here. This is the foundation of where you have been, and this is where you're going. Somebody's literally flying in and going, okay, let's do this. It's a leveling up experience, which is really, really beautiful and fits in really, really nicely with what we're seeing with the meditation and the turtle. Really great. Fire energy for you, Aries. I love it. Oh, wow. Oh, my Lord, it came up in reverse too. Okay, let's talk about this. So this is 5 of Pentacles. I'm really obsessed with this. So 5 of Pentacles is, first of all, it's earth energy, right? So it's very much about the number 5 as the number of change. So in the upright, 5 of Pentacles is about feeling separate from what you desire. It's that being left out in the cold key, right? What's interesting with how it's depicted here is that we have an owl, which is about seeing yourself and others clearly, clear sight, intuition, insights. Then we have the caterpillar, which is about what? Much like the turtle, taking your time getting to where you're going and the trusting in the process, right? Not hurrying the journey like we already talked about. And then we have all these cocoons here, which is about transformation and gestation time. Why is this so much about timing and progress? I'm here for it. Fact that you got this in the reverse. This is one of those keys where it's a positive meaning, like innately positive in the reverse. It's really beautiful. So this is about, I'm so obsessed because we saw you building a monument to your fear and then moving on. And this is talking about in the reverse 5 of Pentacles is you're not separate from what you want and desire. You feel at home. There's a oneness going on. You do not fear or feel separate from what it is you want. You are coming into a time of wellness, community, receiving, and abundance. It's 5 of Pentacles in reverse. You are building a monument to your fears, the belief systems, the habits that got you to where you are, and now you are able to move on and go on and receive. It's really, really beautiful. But I feel like what this is too is you see how like the caterpillar's at the top here, And then we have the turtle. There's another aspect of this that says, enjoy getting to where you're going to and don't rush the process. There's something about that as well. It feels very important for some reason. Wow. I just heard it's time to emerge. It's really interesting. Oh, I love it so much. Oh my Lord, it's so, so good. Okay, so we have the King of Cups here, which is about emotional balance and equilibrium. This is, an energy of someone who is compassionate, who feels very deeply, but doesn't necessarily talk about it, right? But still waters run deep. The fact that we have Orca medicine here is so perfect because the tagline of Orca medicine is navigate with purpose. And this is very much what this feels like. It's forward movement with the turtle and the Three of Wands, the Five of Pentacles in reverse with the caterpillar on top. We're moving in a way that is free from, we look at the cocoons as our inhibitions or our fear that was keeping us trapped or small. We're free from that. We're moving ahead. Also with that meditation of building a monument to the fear in the form of gazelle and then like flying free. That is amazing. That is amazing, Aries. Orca medicine is also largely about the family unit, ancestry. They move in pods, right? They mourn their dead. They nurture their babies. They're beautiful, beautiful, friendly, wonderful creatures. It is all about forward movement and moving together as a unit. So I do feel like there's something in this as well, that it's not just going ahead or moving forward out of, for arbitrary reasons or without a clear purpose. It's really moving forward with a greater purpose and vision in mind. Maybe you're even moving forward for the good of the group or the greater whole, or with the aspect or really steeped into a purpose of why you're here and what you want to achieve or who you want to achieve, what you want to achieve for, right? It's really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. Orca energy is it's such a beautiful energy that can really help you get out of a place of stagnation or indecision into a place of just clear focus and purposeful movement, which is really, really brilliant. And I feel like always welcome. But again, with this King of Cups energy, and especially with the babbling brook that was very narrow and the water energy here, you are being asked to feel your feelings and feel your way through what's going on with you. Because if you look at all of this, we have the Four of Wands with the turtle. We have the Three of Wands, right? So this is celebration, happiness, accomplishment, and taking your time to enjoy the now because you know that the later is going to be great. Three of Wands, you build it, they will come. Progress being made on a foundation that you've already created. Five of Pentacles in reverse, not feeling separate or apart from what you desire and coming into a time of oneness and receiving and abundance. To the King of Cups, emotional balance, equilibrium, emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, navigating with purpose for a greater purpose or for the greater good or greater whole. I feel like saying that there's an aspect of this for a group of you guys that is, there's something about where you're going or the work that you're doing or the way in which you're living your life that is leaving your piece of the earth better than how you found it. That's what I feel like this is. I think you're leaving your bit of the, earth, the world, better than how you found it. And that just feels so incredibly positive and really, really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. I'm hearing to just give an example of, because they're taking me back to building a monument to your fear and how your fear can keep you safer, has gotten you to where you are, but no longer needing it. So let me just give you an example. Let's say that there is someone who, experiences poverty. They have to really be so careful about, how they spend money, that they have trouble, getting every meal in. They've no money, no help, and they're just in a place of survival, right? So all of that inner drive to survive serves them, right? They're always on the lookout for an opportunity for help. They're always able to, see an opportunity in order to eat or have housing or clothing, right? There's a certain energy within that that's like, I will survive. So that primal animal instinct comes forward and goes, okay, I'm in survival mode, right? I don't have much. I need to survive. That's where I'm coming from, right? Survival mode. Then this person, by happenstance or luck or whatever have you, comes into money suddenly and unexpectedly. Let's say they win the lottery, or they get inheritance, or they find money, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They all of a sudden go from having very little to having a whole lot, right? And suddenly they're taking this survival mode and carrying it into this new sudden change in experience, and finding that the two aren't necessarily working together. One doesn't necessarily work within the other in terms of survival mode and then abundance mode, right? So it's like this person is in a position to go, okay, I no longer need survival mode. Whoa, that's all I've known for a really long time. And it's kept me safe. It's kept me fed. It's kept me, alive. But now I have all of this abundance. And if I, do you hear that crow? If I take that survival mode into this abundance lifestyle, then that's not necessarily going to be a very happy existence. I'm either going to feel the need to hoard everything that I have and not enjoy myself, or maybe even I'll go through it so quickly because I have a lack mindset, which is why, funnily enough, if you look up the statistics, a lot of people who win the lottery who didn't have much when they won, who kind of lived paycheck to paycheck or were on or below the poverty line, they end up like running through the money so quickly down to nothing. And that's because their mindset didn't change when they suddenly had all this money. They were still coming from a lack, still coming from a less than, so they didn't, right? So it's an energy meeting with another change in circumstance that doesn't necessarily can coexist in the same place. So that's just a random example. If you look up those statistics, it's true that just because something changes in your given circumstance, if your mindset is of a previous mindset that doesn't fit into the new circumstances, then you can't really fully receive the new circumstances as they are meant to be received and enjoyed and experienced. And that's coming up for you here. It's coming up for you here. And I feel like the point of that is, again, build a monument to your fear. Acknowledge the ways in which your fear or your actions or your, habits have gotten you to where you are. And then when you're moving ahead and things are happening, you can kind of willingly release, like this Five of Pentacles in reverse, the aspects of yourself. This could be mindset, defeating thoughts, self-sabotage, self-perceived limitations. This could be people around you. This could be, a lot of different things. But it's just about making those adjustments so you can move forward with purpose and celebration and accomplishment and really be free from everything that came before. And that feels like rather the point. Navigate with purpose. That feels so, so important. Let's go ahead and get an oracle. I'm feeling like this one. It's interesting because we have take your time getting to where you're going and then full speed ahead. It's really, really interesting with the timing of it. But if you navigate with purpose, then you won't be rushing. So let's get an oracle here. Oh my God, look at this. Okay, the Arrow Master. Hitting the mark, intention, detachment. Hitting the mark, intention, detachment. This is amazing. I feel like this really beautifully illustrates what we've been talking about and looking at. This is about having a clear intention. What do we talk about? You did all the preparation work. You built the foundation, right? And being in a state of readiness to where all you can do is all you can do. And where that arrow lands, you're detached from a specific outcome, right? Or a specific timeline. You are just invested in the fact that you are doing everything that you can do. And the rest is up to the universe. And I think that's kind of it's a keystone of manifestation. Right? Inspiration, intention, action, detachment. That's what it is. Or surrender, or right? It's about releasing any attachment to a given outcome. That's what it is in a nutshell, right? Inspiration, get the idea, get what you want, know what it is. Intention, really set your focus on it and commit to it, feed it energy. Action, take inspired action that you get around it. detachment. Release any and all expectations and trust that it's going to end up bigger and better than you could ever have hoped for anyway. So you'll only be limiting yourself by, having certain attachments to given outcomes. It's really beautiful, actually. It's really beautiful. But this much is clear. Your foundation is strong. You've done a lot of work to get here, and you're about to be propelled off into, a very different circumstance for the better. So build a monument to your fear. Acknowledge all the ways in which your past has gotten you to where you are, and then navigate with purpose onward, because what you're heading towards is a lot of fulfillment, cause for celebration, and a more deeply ingrained sense that you're leaving your bit of the world better than how you found it, which is really beautiful. And I'm so here for it. Aries, I'm sending you so much love and blessings. I so hope that this helps and resonates. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I absolutely love reading your comments, Aries. I really, really do. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would so appreciate that. And lastly, if you are an intuitive person, a lover of all things metaphysical, I have a private Facebook group. I would love to see you over there. The link is in the description box below. And in this group, we get together and we chat and we ask questions, and it's a safe, inclusive space. I've also started to do lives where I do free readings, whether they're free personal readings or free collective readings, or I just show up and we either talk, whatever it is. I really like connecting with the group personally. I feel like if you're a part of that group, then you are really a crewmate. I really want to give back to you for being in that shared space. It's really a beautiful community over there. Again, the link to join is in the description box below. And with that being said, just thank you so much, Aries. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you watching this. And most of all, and as always, thank you for being you, and be well. Until next time.